There you are. Good morning, good afternoon,
Good
good evening,
morning.
everyone. Welcome to another edition of My Morning Coffee, where the conversation is always hot, bold, organic, and full of flavor. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into what's in your cup. Miss Gia, talk to the people, let them know how you doing, and what's in your cup this morning.
Good morning, people. I have coffee in my cup, trying to get my day started. So I decided to have some coffee. What have I been up to? Um, let's see. Well, we just had Thanksgiving, so we're kind of this is the end of the Thanksgiving break, I guess. Is it still called Thanksgiving break? So I had Thanksgiving with the family, so that was nice. What else did I do this past week? Then I vended on Saturday at the Nothing But Black market at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. That was nice. I didn't do any Black Friday shopping, so I didn't get out there with the Black Friday shopping stuff. And see, Sunday I kind of relaxed a little bit. I had to do some orders because I got some orders over the weekend, so I was working on that, and that was pretty much it. My weekend. Oh, I'm sorry. I went after I vended on Saturday. I completely forgot. I went to Jeff's family's reunion. So I got to meet some of Jeff's peoples, as they say in the South, my peoples, at the family reunion. And his peoples, they from Texas. So yeah, so that was interesting and fun. We went and the kids went. So to be in at a reunion, because my family we haven't done a family reunion probably since I was wee high to what they say, a pup or something. I don't know. Since I was a little kid. So so being at his family reunion was interesting. His family is we have this little joke now because his family there's like the Franklin Sneed family. So we said was there anybody else in the town back then? Because it seemed like the Franklins and the Sneeds just married each other.
So
So
you called your husband's family inbred? Is that
no, not like that. No, I'm saying there was a but like his they got the whole lineage all the way back to I don't know. Well, let's just say the grandfather the grandfather of the grandfathers or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Well, they had like 14, 15 kids. Yeah, 15, 16. They had a lot of kids, and then their kids had a lot of kids. But so you had sisters and brothers marrying sisters and brothers in other families. That's what I'm saying. It's like
right?
like for example, if Ray got a brother and you had a sister and both of y'all married. That kind of thing. It was like
Right.
that. Stuff.
So when I went to Grambling University, it's in Louisiana, and a lot of the small towns around Grambling were like Farmerville and Truckville and thisville and thatville, and it seemed like everybody in those villes were like related. Okay,
Yeah.
but this is the weird thing. Okay, one of the girls was my roommate, and we had a conversation. Listen, my morning coffee people, if you hear this conversation, I want you to weigh in because I might be being a little judgy. But I asked her, how did she feel about? No, she married her third cousin, and I was like, I heard that that wasn't a healthy thing to do. She was like, "No, we're fine." But she was my roommate, and I'm telling you, she ain't fine.
Well,
So I've just always wondered what people think about marrying relatives and how far removed would it be for you to be okay with procreating with a relative, even if it's a distant relative. And
yeah.
listen, that's not the first time I've heard that. There's some folks I've met that are fine with it, third cousins and beyond. But listen, if some of y'all got some strong genes, I'm not sure third cousins is enough to keep nature from taking its course. So I don't know. I just love to hear what y'all think about marrying your cousin if it's third or fourth removed. But yes, those little small towns, they were well populated, and it just seemed like everybody in the town was related. And I was like,
yeah, well, that's what they say about a lot of those towns. Like my people, my mother's people, they're from Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, and I remember as a kid, I used to hear them saying, everybody in Arkansas related. So anybody out there from Little Rock, we might be related because they say that's the whole town of relations. So yeah, but it was interesting. It was really nice. We went to the banquet part of it. We missed the they had a talent show. They went to Universal. They've been here, like they were here, I guess, the whole week of Thanksgiving or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that was interesting. So I was tired because I vended on Saturday and had to run home and shower and throw something on to look kind of decent. And going out there and represent, stuff. So yeah. So that was fun. And they got a whole little book. They put a book together with all the families and stuff like that. It's very interesting. It really sparked my interest, thinking maybe I need to go and research, a little bit about, go back in my family roots and see what's happening. But yeah.
And I know I've told you guys this before, but my grandfather is one of 17 brothers and sisters, mm-hmm. all same mama, same daddy. And the house that they grew up in, I promise you, about as big as a studio apartment. 17, same mama, same daddy in Mississippi. So, mm-hmm. Down south, it was a different culture. And they knew how to make it happen. And they knew how to be resourceful, work hard, and, grow their family. So it's pretty unique. Well,
Tonya, my weekend was boring, but compared to your weekend, from what I could see. Oh, tell Ray, I'm sorry we were supposed to come by, but we wind up having Thanksgiving here with the kids, and about the deviled eggs, because I'm kind of with Ray too, because I was kind of like wanting some of them too. So tell Ray we got a rain check. Chef Jeff gonna get them bacon shrimp wrap deviled eggs. He gonna get them cracking for Ray. But I saw they was talking about having their own little Friendsgiving and stuff. Did you see that comment they was talking about the guys' Friendsgiving and stuff? I'm like, okay, yeah. But so tell Ray, look, don't be mad at me. I still want to be able to get in the house when I come by. If we still cool, because if things ain't right with Ray, I be getting a little scared, Tonya. I'm like, oh Lord, Ray might be a little bit upset. We can get them double eggs over there, and we might not be able to come over and stuff. So
his bark is bigger than his bite. So yeah,
So yeah, but yeah. So tell us what's in your cup, because your cup was running over with stuff, girl.
So let's see. I have my Friendsgiving glass from our little event, and I just got some lemonade this morning because I'm trying to incorporate some more citrus in my diet, because I heard it burns fat. So I got to get ready because, I got some things coming up in 2022. Stay posted. I'll keep y'all up to date about that. But the holidays were great. I told you my kids are a little non-traditional. They wanted tacos for Thanksgiving, so that is what we had. We had shrimp tacos and regular ground turkey tacos, so that was the Thanksgiving piece. But they also had greens and sweet potato pie. Girl, they're so random, but they got what they wanted. And on Saturday, we went to see Miss Tina and Dr. Brad Kahn get married out in Palm Springs. So that was amazing. She looked like quite the little queen. She looked amazing, and it was good to see some old friends, some people we hadn't seen in a while. But I was a little curious about, Cup Crew, Palm Springs. For any of you guys that have been to Palm Springs, it is a very quiet town, and a lot of people, I guess, they go there for peace and quiet. But I was like, this is far to drive for some peace and quiet. Like, y'all ain't that down the street, and at the price of gas these days, you want to drive all the way to the desert for some peace and quiet?
Tonya, Palm Springs, I guess it has its moments. It's sometimes throughout the year, Palm Springs for certain people, certain groups of people, is on and popping. It's cracking. People go out there and they rent those, they do, I guess, Airbnbs, those nice homes, and they have parties and stuff. And people drive far, drive out there just to attend those people's parties that they do give. But also, I think people drive out there too because you got the outlets, so you got a little shopping going on, and I think the spas, going out there just to relax at one of the casino spas, and yeah, and just to get away from the hustle and bustle of the lot of the city life, they go out there and people have a good time. Believe it or not.
No, I do believe it. There
Yeah.
were people that looked like they were enjoying
Yeah.
nothingness. So you definitely are looking for some nothingness if you're going to Palm Springs. And I can understand that. If you live a busy life in the city, I totally get it.
I want to get more into, because I saw some of the stuff he was posting. I was like, because I remember Tina getting engaged. I remember all that and stuff, but I think we hadn't even talked. So I didn't even know. I was like, oh my gosh, she got married this weekend. I was like, yay, congratulations. So I was seeing some of your stuff, and it's like, yeah, if y'all don't know, Tonya comes on this podcast. She'd be all professional and everything, and stuff, sitting out, trying to be like, no, she is, but I'm saying she is professional, but y'all see the professional side of her on the podcast and stuff. But Tonya be getting it in, and y'all don't know that girl. She act like she was talking about, oh, I don't like to go nowhere. I don't like to party and stuff. But when the McKenzie's do let loose, when they let their hair down, okay, when they let their hair down, it's a party to be had. And I'm sure if the Walls and Palm Springs was talking, they would say some stuff about the McKenzie's, okay, and how they was cutting up and everything. So I was a little jelly, because I was like, oh God, I wanted to be there so I could party and have a good time with them, because the stuff that she did let us in on, because see, the stuff that she didn't let us in, that's the stuff that y'all really want to see. It's stuff that she didn't post. But the stuff that she did share with us was like, oh my God, they're having so much fun. And you're right, Tina, she looks so beautiful. And it was just, I was like really happy. I was like, oh my God, they're married and stuff. And what I thought, I was like, they did it their way. It seemed like they did it their way. It wasn't like a big to do, like most people when they get married, they gotta have all this stuff and everything, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. But it seems as though they had a nice, friends and family, people close to them, a more intimate wedding and reception. And
it was.
So was that how it was?
I just think there's come a time where people are starting to get out of what the tradition is, right? And it's funny because we're going to bring on a guest shortly who has kind of restarted her career in a non-traditional way. Most people do it at a young age. So, she did it her way. But with the wedding, it was absolutely my way. I had been on her forever about, I was like, girl, we got to go cake tasting. I just go to weddings for cake. So for like 6 months, I was like, we got to go cake tasting. And she was like, I'm not having cake. No, you are. Because that's why I'm coming. I'm coming for the cake. She was like, no, that's not what we're doing. But she definitely did things non-traditionally. I mean, there were some still traditional things, little here and there, but it's okay. Like Thanksgiving was non-traditional for us. It's not, we didn't have the turkey and the greens and the this and that and the spread. We had what works for our family. We had what works for this time. And things are changing in a way where that is acceptable for people to be all about what works for them, what works for their family, what works for the outcome that they are looking for. So I thought it was beautiful. They did their thing. They did this little dance. Brad can't dance that well. They still did it. It was funny. It was amazing. It was them. It was like uniquely them. So congratulations again to Mr. and Mrs. Dr. Brad Kahn. And yeah, I just thought it was a good time. It was my whole Thanksgiving holiday started with the Friendsgiving, and that included you. It was amazing. So I hope people continue to surround themselves with the kind of energy that they need to fulfill their life. I just think it's been that kind of year, especially coming out of COVID. Like, okay, we're not actually out now that we have a new variant. I want to talk about that today.
Oh, yeah.
But, people are coming out of this pandemic like, now I'm going to do what I want to do, the way I want to do it, whether that's your career, your family, your menu, your diet, your friends, who you consider friends now. Like people, it changes your mindset when those things get taken away from you. So, it was a good time. So I got lemonade. I'm trying to rehydrate and get ready for 2022. That's it. That's all I got.
I think I'm gonna spend December hydrating and things because no, I feel dehydrated. I was telling Jeff this morning. I've been feeling really tired for the past few days, and I think it's because I think I'm dehydrated, and because I'm, when I get in sometimes when I get in my creative mode, I kind of shut everything else out, and I'm just creating things, making things, and I'm not doing what I should be doing to take care of myself. So I told myself I'm gonna have my last piece of banana pudding cheesecake that I got hidden in the refrigerator. I forgot I had it. Jeff found it. Hopefully he didn't eat it last night. I'm gonna have my last piece of cheesecake today, and then yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know. Okay, I ain't want look. I can go hard in the paint on some things, but some things I gotta like slowly, gradually get in there. So, and I'm okay with it. So I don't want y'all all up on this podcast judging me and stuff because I'm trying to live, that authentic life, as the y'all say, what they say, transparent, all that kind of stuff, and everything. So I'm being real with y'all right now. So I ain't gonna say I'm just gonna cold turkey just stop, the whole sweet thing and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm not. But I'm gonna gradually take sweets out, and I'm gonna try to do all the month of December. But
okay. Well, I'm gonna support you.
Yeah. So today I'm gonna have my piece of cheesecake though. Back to the cheesecake. I'm gonna have my piece of cheesecake. Yes. And then that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna have any more cheesecake.
That's it.
At least for December. Because I too gotta get stuff together because I got things popping.
I'm gonna challenge you to do this. Instead of the whole slice of cheesecake, try half. See if you can work on your control mechanisms. Just do half. See if you can willpower yourself to not do the whole thing. And I think you start small, right? You start with the little things that you can control. See if you can challenge yourself to do that. Yeah. I'd be interested to know how it turns out. And if you guys want to tap in, I would love to hear what you are looking to make change in your life. So make sure you let us know. But without further ado, I definitely want to get our girl on.
Yes, because I want to hear all about what she got going on in her life and how she's, pivoted and, did a 360 or whatever. Because, she got it going on. And I want to hear about it because, look, hey, she did it,
We are women supporting women always. And this lady has started her acting career in her 40s. She's very successful. She has been doing kind of her own thing. Like as I did my research, she's been doing her own thing and she's been doing it her way. She's worked on campaigns as a model for Hawaiian Tropic, Nike, Yamaha, Harley Davidson, names that you guys all recognize. Why she would choose to start acting after 40 and the accident that she got into to change her life. We are definitely going to get into that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Miss Kelly Poling. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Hey, Kelly.
Good morning, ladies, and good afternoon, everybody that's on the East Coast. I just came back from the East Coast, so I'm right there with you.
Great. So we always get started with what's in your cup. So I want you to let the people know what's in your cup, how you've been doing, what's going on with you, and anything else you initially want to share with them.
Well, I just finished my coffee, and that's usually how I start my mornings, especially on Monday mornings. They're always busy for me. I love my coffee, actually. I like a really good coffee. And Mondays are crazy, and today's Cyber Monday, and my inbox is super full with more junk than I can even imagine. But I also got a few auditions coming in, and LA starts around 10 a.m. with sending you breakdowns. And so now I have my corporate New York stuff coming in that I try to finish off really early, and then the LA stuff. So my day doesn't really stop, actually.
So my husband has this thing. He gets super irritated around Thanksgiving holiday when people are still like working through the holiday. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, he's in tech. We are not. So us creatives, I have to try to get him to understand, like, we don't stop. I want you to tell me a little bit about how you balance. When do you stop? What does that look like for you?
Well, actors, I've discovered, are like circus performers. We do what we have to do to keep things going. I kind of, my analogy that I like to use is sort of like, the guy that he's got the plates on top of the sticks and he tries to keep them spinning. And whenever when the plate starts to wobble, he has to pay more attention to that plate and keep it spinning again. I kind of feel like that, a little bit of it's not bad. I love to be busy. My days are completely full from when I wake up in the morning to mostly midnight, especially when you're acting. And then when you're filming, forget it, everything goes on hold. It's all about, being present and being the character. This is my little vacation. Filming doesn't really stop right now, but the big stuff for me has not stopped, but it starts up again right after the holidays. And so right now I'm concentrating on all the little things that I had to put aside. I do a kids show. I'm just filmed a feature film. I had a grand opening of a movie that I filmed during the year. I've been walking some red carpets. I'm always on a plane. I just returned late last night and I'm getting ready to fly off to Vegas again. I have 3 careers going on right now. One is a corporate career, which I've been doing for the past lot of years, which has been working really well with acting. I'm a fencer. I'm a Celtic fiddle player. So you have to, I guess my key is to be present and focused on whatever it is. If I pick up my fiddle, I'm 100% with my fiddle right then and there. And as long as it takes an hour a day, I pick up my fiddle, I play the songs that I'd like to perform or be in a circle with, or I just did the fiddle for, actually the violin for the movie it just finished. So, you're learning songs, you're learning something new. And then Sundays are for fencing. I have my fencers over the house. I have a saddle in my house, which is like a room that we use for fencing. And we practice so Sunday is for fencing and for, also for, worshiping, of course. I have a family, it's for talking to family, worshiping, and then in the afternoon, the fencers come over. I have a dog that I have to pay attention to and take him on hikes. So I get my exercise in many different forms. But I think it's more like whatever you're doing at that moment, be in that moment. And then when it's over, you go to the next and then be in that moment. And concentrate on that.
Are you like Gia, where when you are in the moment, though, sometimes those moments can go longer than maybe you planned? Do you get so ingratiated in that moment sometimes where you lose track of time? And as an artist, you're a musician. That's your art.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost seems like you have to almost lose yourself in it to be unique and incredibly creative in your art, right? So talk us through that and how you kind of pull yourself back out of that to the rest of the world, because Gia does the same thing. She'll just get into her creating and I'll be like, hello, remember us out here in the real world?
Well, this is a tough one because this is life. And if you find yourself in a very creative, special moment, like if you're playing a song or you're creating a song and you want to keep going and you're feeling it, you're in the groove, I say be with it. Take that extra 10 minutes or that extra half an hour and be right there, because that's like what life is about. It's okay to get lost every once in a while, but if it's not that special moment, you have to have discipline. Like discipline is my word. You have to, like, I wake up in the morning and I make my bed, and that's the first thing I do, or I take the sheets off and clean them, whatever it is. But it's my little routines that I do, and you have to make sure that you do them. And fencing teaches you discipline, music teaches you discipline. So if you're not in that moment, if you're not in some special moment, stop yourself. Move on. You have to, and then you focus on the next thing. Discipline is probably the hardest thing to have. It's cultivated though. You can do it. Everybody can do it. It's like a habit of brushing your teeth. You just every day have to practice discipline.
Well, Kelly, you're right, and I think I'm going to work on that. I might take that discipline into 2022 for me, because discipline sounds like it's the key. But you have a lot going on, Kelly. And it's a lot for us to talk about with you, because you got so much going on. But I want to jump in. I want you to talk about your acting career. You started acting for some people it's later on in life, at age 40. So I want you to talk to our viewers about, acting, and what made you, is that something you always wanted to do as a kid? Or if not, what made you decide to get into acting? And let's talk a little bit about that, because there are a lot of people out there that, due to COVID, losing their jobs and not working, and some people are trying to transition to do different things and stuff. So I'm sure they would want to know about how did you get into acting later on in life, and what's it been like?
Oh, well, so I was acting in my 20s. I mean, part of modeling, you become an actor. Sometimes it's not like a big part in acting, because you really have to study acting. You have to take the classes. You have to know how to get in character. And if anybody's just starting in acting, that's the first thing I tell them to do: jump in class. Get into class. There's so many things you can do on Zoom right now because of COVID. COVID is it's a horrifying thing, but it's also a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
It's brought a lot of education worldwide to anybody. I mean, you could be anywhere in the world and learn something new right now in any field. I mean, I'm on masterclass learning stuff all the time, but I take acting classes 3 times a week. But let me tell you how I was a model and an actor in my 20s, and then I got into an accident. It kind of ruined my face, and I have like metal everywhere. It's fun, yeah. But I went corporate. I just decided, I pivoted after my recovery, which took a long time. I pivoted. I'm like, okay, well, I can't live off my looks anymore. So I think I should use start using something else I have, which is your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I studied really hard. I have a college degree. I studied medicine, but I found a niche in marketing, in public relations. And so I've been doing that. I work at a company in New York City. I've been doing it for a long time. The one thing about acting, and I wish I could tell more actors this, or people wanting to start out in acting is a business. It really helped me to have a corporate background to be successful in acting. I would say 85% of it is business. And then you have to know how to become somebody else, another character. And that's where the training comes in for, being specific to acting. However, business is what you really need to make it in Hollywood. And
when you say that business is what you need, can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Do you mean because of, like, when it comes to contracts or getting jobs or getting paid, that kind of stuff? That's what you're saying?
All of it.
You
need to know how to get your package together, which is you have to go get headshots. You have to know which classes to take. You have to know how to, have your resume finished. You have to know how to set up the resume. You have to have these acting clips. And it takes a lot of business knowledge just to get those things together, first of all, and put them in a package. And then you have to know how to market it properly. You have to know which websites to go on. You have to know who to talk to. You have to know who's going to teach you you, specifically you, because not all teachers, you can get a lot of recommendations from different actors about who's the best teacher, but you have to go to the best teacher for you. And you have to know what that looks like. You have to know your best way of learning and figure out, navigate your way through Hollywood to figure out who that is. and go with that person and stay with them until you learn what you want to learn from them. And then, they hate to teachers always say, oh, stay with me forever. Not all of them, but you have to know when to go on, when to move on to the next one so that you can learn something new, a new tool to put in your box, so to say. And I've been putting tools in my box since I got here. And I got here right before the pandemic. So
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised I did what I've been doing, because it's really difficult. And it's mostly online now. You have to be a little bit of a techie. You have to be a marketer. You have to be literally a circus performer to be an actor. I mean, this little setup that I have, you have to know how to put all this together with the lights and with the microphones, and you have to know how to run the computer. And when that all fails and you're traveling on the road and somebody wants you to do an interview, you have to learn how to fix it up on your phone and do it that way. You never have time off, and you have to be okay with that.
Oh, well, see, Kelly, you helped me out a lot right now, because you said some key words that I know that I'm not. So I'm not even going to think about acting as a career for me when I retire, because you said you got to be techie and you got to know how to do all this stuff. So that just blew me out. That just took me out of the game right there. So
oh, honey, you can learn this stuff at any age. And you know what? You can learn it right from your computer. You can watch it on your phone. It's like YouTube's the best education right now. It's like all the kids are there, like learning new stuff. They're way smarter than us.
But Gia, you familiar with this, because Jeff has had to start doing auditions from home. People aren't necessarily going into audition.
Right.
They're having to, figure it out, right?
Yeah.
And this is that time where you just learn, if it's something that you want to be successful at, you learn to figure it out. And then there's always Google University.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, literally, I came to LA with my other job, with my corporate job, because they said, oh, you got to move to Vegas. I'm like, I'm not moving to Vegas. I'll go to LA. I have friends here. My fencing friends are here. I'm going to, I like LA. So I came to LA, and I'm like, I'm like, well, as long as I'm here, let's try acting. I mean, I did it when I was in my 20s. Like I said, messed up my face, messed up, some stuff, and put myself back together over the years. And then I'm like, okay, well, here I am. I'm later in life. I'm not in my 20s anymore or in the teens when everybody else starts it. But let's see how this goes. Let's just try this. And then you just, that thing, discipline and dedication and training, you just deep dive. You just, whatever it is you have, just deep dive. Just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And put yourself in it and see how it turns out. And luckily for me, I've been pretty successful. But I think it's that one word, discipline.
Kelly, talk to us about the accident that you were in, kind of your mental state, dealing with the repercussions of that, and how you ventured into your recovery, that process. Talk to us about that.
Oh, it was quite the time of my life. I'm a stunt woman. Obviously I went corporate, so a lot of the stuff got put aside, but I still, if you could film me during the times of in between the accident and coming back to Hollywood, I'm still a stunt woman. I'm always in the Highlands of Scotland with a sword in my hand and climbing cliffs, and we won't even go into the stuff that I do. A little bit of an adrenaline junkie. I love surfing. I love the outdoors. So I was doing a commercial in my 20s on a mountain bike. And the most experienced, this is a nice lesson for other people that do stunts, or, this is a lesson in honesty. I was doing valley biking in Ohio because that's what we have there. Mostly valleys, but it was adventurous and fun. And it's like, you're on a mountain bike and you go down steep hills and you having fun with your friends. And then I'm like, yeah, I know how to mountain bike. And then I got hired to do this commercial in my late 20s, actually. And I make a long story short, I didn't have the skill level that they were looking for, but I did it anyways. And I fell off the cliff, and
wow.
messed up my, it was, yeah, we won't, yeah, details I'll leave off just in case there's like, I don't want to spark anybody's trauma.
Yeah.
But I ended up at the Cleveland Clinic back with my family, and I have a nice titanium plate in my head this whole side. Kelly.
Oh my God.
Titanium, I had to get a chin put back on. I mean, we won't even, yeah, it was, yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. Whoa.
Okay, so right there, when you were in the hospital, before you got out, I know there was a moment where you're like, this is my new reality, and I'm going to have to learn how to move forward from this. Like, walk me through that process right before you go home to whatever your new reality is. Did you know then and have the wherewithal to decide, okay, I'm going to get better, I'm going to recover, I'm going to do better? Or were you kind of in a self-pitying moment? I mean, it could go either way. So talk me through that.
Well, after my accident, and I was in the Cleveland Clinic, and I looked like Frankenstein's wife. I mean, I was really messed up. I mean, my niece came into the room. She was just a little baby at the time, and she literally screamed and hid behind her mom. I mean, I didn't know what I looked like at the time, but that just said it all. And of course, I've been living, even though I had my college degree, I was running around the world living off my looks. And it was all over, for me. Of course, I went through this period of, woe is me, oh my gosh. But then another bad thing hit me. I had something, I got osteomyelitis, which is, it's a bone infection that happens when, you have debris or you have dirt or germs inside of, your skull is really thin and it's porous, and it grabbed onto it's like a MRSA almost, and I couldn't get rid of it. So I ended up having a PICC line in my arm for almost a year, trying to get rid of the bone infection, and finally they said, no, we got to take it out, and that's how the metal plate got in there. But it gives you a lot of time to think and reflect, and I was with family, and I believe family is my rock. I have my mom and dad, thank the Lord, are still alive. And I have a beautiful sister, and I have these amazing nieces, and unconditional love. And I think that's what gets you through things. And it makes you realize what really is important in life. I did die and come back to life. It was one of those, I am super grateful. It doesn't matter what happens in life after that. I will always love, and I will always do things with love, and I will always do things with a childlike curiosity and an enjoyment, and you stop complaining, and every moment's precious, so then maybe that's what propelled me into doing like all these different things. I mean, I was already doing some of them, but maybe with like, don't give it up, and add it, incorporate it into like fencing. I incorporated it into my acting, and I just did a movie where I was fencing and playing the violin. It was amazing. And then I love to do charity work. I love to take pain away from other people. I love to live life because I know what it was like to have it taken away, and it's like I have a second chance, and I'm going to do what I can. And as soon as I want to change the world in a way, I want to be an inspiration for young girls that feel like they have to be a certain way, to look a certain way, to make a difference in the world. You don't have to go out there and show everything. You can do things. You can use what you have here when you don't have this.
And even if you do,
yeah, it's right here. It's in your heart. That makes a difference with all the people around you and what you do and your enthusiasm for it. Like, don't lose that. So it taught me so much about gratefulness. And I know it's after Thanksgiving, but like every Thanksgiving, I'm just grateful. And I went home for Thanksgiving to Cleveland. I didn't go home last year because, COVID. Just grateful that I still have my parents and I could be with them and savor every moment. You know, you savor every moment now, and you want to do new things. You want to try new things. You want to teach people things. You want to teach them what you've learned, and you want to elevate other people. It's really not about you anymore at this point, you know.
Kelly, let me ask you, because I know we're getting ready to get into the top of the new year where people are so enthralled with new me, new year, new me, and working on their body and things of that nature. But I want you to walk me through the physical recovery that you had to go through, because many people, they want to jump right into it and I'm going to go lose 20 pounds, forgetting about the small things, the ability to, walk and run and use your cardiovascular system. So instead of trying to take this big leap, you actually had to go through learning how to be healthy physically again. Walk me through that and walk the audience through being patient with your body and your physical abilities.
Oh my gosh. Well, I spent a lot of time in the hospital bed at the Cleveland Clinic, and just standing up because my head was confused a lot. You literally had to learn to do a lot of things again. And then I had to adapt because I had a PICC line in a bag of antibiotic that I had to walk around with. You have to learn to take things slowly and in increments, and you can't just rush ahead. I mean, all kinds of things can go wrong if you overdo it. I think my brain and my body sort of, it was pretty depressed. I was depressed, so it's like almost you didn't want to. I think I had to work on my mind first to get back into it. I had to make up my mind, and I actually had to visualize what I wanted and what would look good for me going forward and how I was going to do it. And believe it or not, once I figured that out in my thought process, it's sort of like the body sort of rises to the level of, the want and the enthusiasm for it.
But I think that's key, right? Get your mind right first.
It's super key. I mean, I feel like mental health is also the word of, the next year going forward, because of all the COVID stuff that's going on, and because of, I may have had like a really bad injury that put me down for a year, but if not more. I just got a chin put on a couple years ago. You have to see it with your mind. You have to see it with your mind, and then you move towards it. Your body just moves towards it. If you don't see it, you're just like a rubber ball bouncing off walls. You have to have a focus, and that's where the discipline comes in.
You have to making an emotional commitment to yourself.
Yes, promises to yourself, and a vision to get there, and you have to have a higher reason. Something outside of yourself.
Yeah.
If it's just about yourself, some people, you're not motivated, but I have my reasons for wanting to do what I'm doing. I have reasons that are not about me, that I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, acting's fun, and I don't care so much about, the fame and fortune and all that stuff that comes with it. I have certain things that I want to do with the platform.
Yeah.
And I have certain people I want to help, and I want to elevate them. And I feel like this is how I'm doing it. This is the avenue I chose. So when I chose acting and I chose this, I'm not just doing this for myself. I mean, we can get into that whole other, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for the little girls. I'm doing it for my maestro in fencing that, I just got him in the movie with me. I want him in a Western next, because he's had cancer. He's been going through some stuff, and it's his lifelong dream. It's like, I feel like I want to help other people with their dreams also.
Yes, it sounds like, Kelly, you're the kind of person, you had a tragedy happen in your life, and you've come out of it, and you come out of it with this thing that you're about helping others, and like you said, you want to elevate others, and that's what it's really about. It's about team. You want to move your whole team, your whole, what we call, some people call it tribe, your tribe, further. You want to elevate your tribe, and that's when I'm listening to you, I'm like, wow, that's so what we're about, Tonya and I. We're always talking about empowerment, empowering, women, empowering others and stuff. And people lose sight of stuff like that. They want it just for them. And it's more than just you out here, and if your mindset is just about you, yeah, I feel bad for you, because you need people around you to help you grow, and to keep you grounded and stuff. And it's good that, like you said, it's bigger picture, it's bigger than you. Yeah, you're acting and you're doing good and you're getting all these things, but you have other things that you want to do with it, and that is helping people. And you talk about helping young girls, but Kelly, you're helping young girls, middle-aged women, older women too. You're helping us all, because you're showing us that we can do it. Like, a lot of us spend a lot of years doing a job. For example, for me, I've been in my job for 30 years. I'm going to be retiring soon. So it's like, okay, you show me that there is other things that I could do after this one career ends. There's so many other things. And same thing like with Tonya. Tanya's also an inspirational person, a motivator and stuff. So it's like, we always think about the young girls, but I always say everybody can learn, everybody, no matter what age, can get something from a person. And let's focus on the young people, but also too, you motivating, middle-aged women and older women. Again, you're doing your thing.
Yeah,
I mean, Kelly.
I'm all for women, especially. I mean, my plan is like, the older women, and I love to show, like, oh, of course you can do it. Come with me, let's see if we can. I'd love to have,
Kelly,
yeah.
my husband he did a fashion show a couple weeks ago, and I went, and it was funny. One of the designers, all the designers models, majority of them were middle-aged to older women, and I was in the audience, and I was like, yes. I'm like yes. I'm probably the oldest chick in the audience. A lot of young people, because most young people want to be models and stuff. So when when people started coming down the runway, and these women were like, I was like, oh, okay, and stuff. And it was like, yes, it's like, and I applaud any designer who is not looking for that young person to be the face of their brand. This person had middle-aged, older women, and they had young people too. But it was nice to see a variety of ages on the runway, because we get used to seeing all the young people, the little, everybody's thin, size -2, okay, on the runway and stuff like that, and looking all young and skin all just glistening and shining and stuff like that. So it felt good to see people like, oh, okay, look, she might be my age, okay,
Oh yeah, I'm probably older than you ladies too. I mean, I'm like, you know what? Be who you are. Be the age you are. I mean, I've got like a face full of scars and wrinkles and the whole 9 yards, and it's like, don't let that stop you. You figure it out.
Get out there and get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Like, it's there, and if it's not there, go create it.
Yes.
Girls, creators. I see you creating over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're doers. You can do this. Like, I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm like, pull you up or push you up or whatever I can do. It's like,
that's awesome. Yes.
Let's do it. So listen, Kelly, before we let you out of here, Miss Kelly, let us know what you have coming up, because listen, now that you've been on My Morning Coffee, you're a part of our family, and we're going to be supporting you. So you need to let us know what we are going to be supporting, and making sure that our Cup crew also supports you. Let us know.
Oh, that's so sweet. You guys are amazing. Well, I have a movie that just got released. I'm walking. It's a different kind of release. We're doing events. It's a concert, because it's about, it's Neil Diamond stuff. And it's the one I dance in and play the music, and we're doing events. The next opening is New Year's Eve in San Diego, and then we're taking it to New York, and then back to LA, and then it's going to be open nationwide. It's called Starlight. I also have 3 movies coming up in the spring that I'm filming, and I literally play the messenger of God in it. kind of feel like that way anyways. So as those things come around, I'll let you girls know.
Yes.
So that you know what's going on. I have little things going on all the time. Like I'm like busy, but those are the bigger things that I get to do coming up. It's filling my calendar. So
and when we say let us know, girl, we mean anything. So if you're going through it or you just need a laugh, let us know. We got
you guys are great. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Happy
My
holidays.
My pleasure. Happy
Please
holidays.
keep in touch.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and let people know how they can keep in touch with you. I'm sorry. Let them know your social media handles and all that good stuff.
Oh, Kelly R. Polling on Facebook, at Kelly Polling on Instagram. Those are the best ways. I respond to either messenger if anybody needs anything or wants to say hi or has something
or
needs
an amazing actress in their script. Yeah. I love it. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You are part of the My Morning Coffee family, and we look forward to all the cool things that you're going to be doing in 2022.
Thank you, you beautiful ladies. I can't wait to see you either.
We'll be there. We're going to be there. We're going to be supporting you, girl.
Yes. Yes. Have a good one.
Wow. Okay. Like, thoughts?
Wow. Well, that goes to show you, you can do what you want to do when you want to do it, and no matter what age you are. She has a story, and she's very positive, and I love it. Like she said, it's bigger than her, and she's trying to do it for everybody and stuff. And hey, I'm all for that.
I don't mean to get in your tail feather right now, but I told you there's life after this career of yours. We are in the process of molding your new career, and anything you want to learn how to do, you can. And
I know, but I'm not going to be acting. No, that's not going to be me. No,
you're a freaking actress, anyways. You be acting civilized. Your ass crazy.
Who knows? I might get the acting bug. Who knows?
Girl, you nuttier than a fruitcake. I keep telling Ray, I'm like, ooh, when we went to dinner that night, I was like, Gia? Listen, life will show you who people are. And I think I adore you even more than before. So, you keep reinventing yourself. You keep finding the things that you like. And for our My Morning Coffee family, we keep finding amazing people to bring to you. It will continue. Next week, we have another dope guest. So make sure you tune in. What's going on before we get out of here, Miss Gia? Let the people know what you have going on and how they can keep in touch with you.
Well, y'all know y'all can always find me on the IG at The Mahogany Box and on Facebook, The Mahogany Box. One thing I have going on is that, what does Deborah say? Gia is already an actor. Thank you, Deborah, girl. Keep encouraging me. Who knows? I might get a small role in something. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm going to be at the Nothing But Black market again on December the 11th. I think that's the second Saturday of December. I'll be there the second and third Saturday. So come on out and get your Christmas gifts, your holiday gifts. It's still holiday shopping. But the market is going to be there all month, every Saturday. But I just won't be there next Saturday. I'm going to be doing something else next Saturday in your town, I believe. So yeah, but that's all I have going on. Just the few markets and winding down. The holidays is coming, and my birthday is coming up too. So and I got to make some decisions, about what I'm gonna do. So that's been weighing heavy on me and stuff. So
I think we will have a chance to talk about that and make some of your life decisions on Saturday. I will help you make your life decisions.
See how Tonya gonna help me make some decisions about my life. I love her. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, we ain't got time to be all indecisive about stuff. Okay, we got stuff to do. We have plans to make and execute. Okay, let's be clear about that. So
I don't know, because my plan for retirement before we got into this whole podcast and you was totally different. I was just gonna be relaxing, just chilling. That was
springs.
Yeah, that was my plan. Yeah, I was just gonna be like, hey, stuff. But now, it's like, I got different plans now. But I love it,
Options.
I'm always gonna be busy and stuff like that. But yeah, but no, it's just when it's like I was saying at the beginning of the year, oh, I'm gonna retire at the end of the year, and like now we're at the fucking end of the year, right? So now it's like, oh shit, oops, it's like the end of the year is like here. So it's funny how you I don't know if you guys like that. You'll say something one time and then the time gets here, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm not ready, that kind of thing and stuff like that. So it's
better
just
get ready.
yeah, it's just like, okay, oh yeah, the end of the year, it's like, oh, okay, it's just like November, end of November, December, and it's like,
well, here's the lesson.
Okay.
Watch
So,
what you say.
Yeah, right. Watch what you say. Yeah. So
put it out there in the world.
Yeah.
Watch what you say.
Yeah. So yeah, but what do you have coming up, Tonya? I know you got something you always doing something.
Always doing something. Well, my first love, PR and branding. So we have tea time today, this afternoon, on LinkedIn Live. So any of you that are looking for more tips and information on public relations, I have the dopest girl that's going to show up on camera with me this afternoon. Her name is Ari, and she is a cult marketer. So yes, cult marketing. We're going to talk about her cult marketing and PR.
What is that?
Anytime you want to catch on, you got to tune in. That's the point. Like cult marketing, it's a whole thing. Okay. And anytime you miss any of those episodes and any of these episodes, they're on YouTube. So you can always look up My Morning Coffee or Sand and Shores. And for this one, you can look up cult marketing because me and Ari are going to get into it today. She's one of my lovely guests that's always on PR Lunch Hour on Twitter. We didn't even get into hot topics today. So no. I'm not sure if you heard, but Mark Dorsey, he's going to be resigning as the CEO of Twitter. And the funny thing is, it's going so well on Twitter. You have Twitter Spaces now, which is an amazing platform for professionals. Anyways, we have PR Lunch Hour. Ari is one of our regular attendees. So we're going to be talking on LinkedIn today. But again, we started this for the most part because a lot of people don't understand public relations. They don't understand the process. And it is definitely something different than most people are used to. It's not marketing. It's not business development. Public relations and communications is its own beast. And the more you tune in, the more you'll understand. And we talk about how to apply it and how to think about it. So if you can, follow Tonya McKenzie on LinkedIn, or you can just go to the YouTube channel. With that being said, again, there's always some PR stuff going on. You can always tune into Sand and Shores on all social media platforms or Tonya McKenzie PR. Last thing, I'm still working on my book. So 2022, the new book will be out, but y'all got to stay tuned. It's going to be fun. It's going to be around all the life lessons that I've probably talked about in A Child's Memories of Cartoons and Murder, but we take different situations in life and talk about how you apply leadership. And I'm going to have stories of other women and their situations and how they've been able to lead out of some of these difficult situations. So it will be an incredibly fun adventure. Make sure you tune in 2022. Stay connected to me and Gia. Your life will never be boring. It will always have something fresh, new, and something to laugh at and something to support. So if nothing else, we always got the fresh, new stuff for you to love, for you to support, and to be a part of the Crew Tribe, right? So again, anything you've missed, you can always check out. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. You can always check out YouTube or subscribe on Apple Podcasts. I think we're even on Spotify now. Essence has a YouTube channel. We're on that too.
Wow, we everywhere, y'all.
Google us. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss an episode. Oh, real quick. The Ahmaud Arbery trial. Joyette was on our show. Remember, she was the prosecutor. So I'm going to actually repost that. And if you guys have not checked that out, she was amazing during that whole situation. She was at the beginning. She handled part of the beginning of it and helped it to get to this conclusion. So praise the Lord. It turned out well.
Yes.
Again, it shouldn't be something that we're shocked at. It should be the norm. And thank you, Joyette, for being on our podcast. We loved having you on here, and I'm glad that things turned out the way that it did. So tune in, guys. We'll be back next week.
All right. See y'all next week.